been tuning in at all to our social media, to our shows, we have mentioned that there is a potential for severe weather this evening, unfortunately. So I want to go ahead and detail what those threats are, who is most likely to see them, the timing of the rain and some storms, and we'll also take a look at the continued rain and some scattered showers and storms for your Monday and Tuesday. So tonight's not necessarily the end of active weather, just the end of severe weather threat. So let's go ahead first and look at satellite and radar here at home. If you guys have any questions that I don't cover in this, as always, I want you to drop a comment. Let me know what you're wondering. I will do my best to answer after the video is over if it's something I don't cover. So what we're seeing right now is if you live east of about 77, there are a few isolated cells beginning to pop up. Not necessarily thunderstorms, but there are some quick downpours with the moisture and the heat that we have out there. But right now, nothing is severe. They're short-lived little showers. If I zoom in a little bit further and take a look at where those are, you're looking for Auburn as well as here just to the west of Salem. So it looks like probably the Alliance area, Suffield, Shalersville, and Bainbridge. So again, these are just some quick hit showers. There was maybe a rumble of thunder or two in one of them or so in the last probably hour or so. But we've got these bands of clouds that are beginning to push in. So today we have, of course, if you've stepped outside, you've noticed a lot of heat. We have a decent amount of moisture in the atmosphere, and we also have what we need for severe weather, which is called lift, and that is coming from this right here. If I zoom out, you can see this red box, the yellow box, and this swirling system, which is our next low pressure. And the most active part of this system is going to be where that red box is. Now that is a tornado watch. Not a warning quite yet, and you'll notice it's just a little sliver of Ohio that is encompassed in that tornado watch. Now if I go ahead and click it to show you the time of it, it goes until 8 p.m. this evening. So as we get to about the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour, the threat for severe weather and for tornadoes picks up near that Ohio-Indiana border. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this off here, these watch boxes off, because I want to show you that line of storms. You'll notice it's begun to develop a bit more as it has been approaching the Ohio border. Now right now, if I go ahead and click the warnings on this, we have one tornado warning, but it is south of our viewing area here. It's near the Indianapolis area, and those are of course moving east. But what we do see with these storms right here, which is what's headed for the Ohio border, are lots of lightning strikes. If I go ahead and click it right now, lots of lightning strikes, several severe thunderstorm warnings mixed in with this. And if we turn off the lightning, likely that they've probably got some hail going on in there, high winds, and brief downpours as well. So there are a couple things that can happen with this line as it moves its way in. One, we could see it break apart a little bit. There are two different models I've been monitoring. One of them has this line of storms re-emerging as it approaches Cleveland, becoming stronger. The other one really breaks it up and leaves the majority of our viewing area dry. Now, of the two that I'm leaning toward, I am going to say that I'm leaning toward just a mix of the two, and I'll show you the reasons why here in a second. I want to go ahead and take a look at our skies at the moment. One thing that is helping us in the way of, potentially not seeing severe weather is that the cloud cover is picking up and our temperatures are kind of holding steady where they are. They're not going to get any hotter where we see that cloud cover, but it was a toasty day today. 87 in Cleveland, 84 in Worcester, 86 in Lorain. And if we go ahead and take a look at our current temperatures, we're seeing those numbers drop just a bit. So 2 degrees in Cleveland, a degree or so in Lorain. We're now down into the low 80s in Mansfield and in Worcester. Some spots are even getting a little rain cooled where we're seeing those isolated cells pop up. So all of this is to say that we are under a slight or an enhanced risk for severe weather in our viewing area. Western communities have a higher chance of seeing severe weather this evening. Central viewing area, you're looking for a slight risk, and then that risk really dies down as you head towards that Ohio-PA border. What are the biggest threats this evening? Well, high winds, hail are the two, I would say, big players here with those thunderstorms. Tornado threat is, I would say, low but not zero. I think we are at, they categorize it by percentage. I think we are at about a 10%. And then locally heavy rain. Now we're not really watching for any flooding at this point because these are fairly quickly moving storms, and so it should kind of move in and move out. So none of our area right now is under a tornado watch, but I have been monitoring National Weather Service, and a tornado watch, they say, in western and central Ohio is likely. So whether or not that will encompass our viewing area, you know, those western communities, Bellevue, Fremont, Oak Harbor, Port Clinton area, as well as the islands, we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. So no watches issued at this point. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. I want to show you the different models I've been monitoring for this line of storms. So I particularly like this one because if you notice on the right-hand side of the viewing area where those isolated showers are popping up, this model has had a good handle on that. These are those outflow showers and maybe a rumble of thunder that have been with kind of, it would be kind of like a warm front or a developing boundary ahead of the cold front. So it's about 3:30 or almost 4 o'clock right now. The threat for severe weather in those far western communities, I would say, picks up around the 6 o'clock hour. And you'll notice this model really has it breaking apart just over our viewing area, keeping those severe storm potential to the south. So Mansfield area could see some activity around 9 or so, and then this threat starts to die down as we head into the overnight hours. So the severe threat window is really, I would say, about 6 to 11 p.m. And then as we head into our Monday, we're dealing with wraparound showers and even some thunderstorms. Now this is the second model that I've been keeping an eye on. You'll also notice those small isolated showers in the Geauga and Lake County areas, but you'll notice the line here not as developed in this model west of 69 and west of Indianapolis. What happens with this one is it redevelops as it enters the Ohio border, and then we see some potential for severe cells as it works its way across 75 into the Cleveland area. But then again, tomorrow, same kind of story. We're going to see some isolated showers and storms. So the timing on this, it's going to be moving from west to east. Western communities will start to see that activity pop up around the 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour. And then 9, 10 o'clock is when it will start to reach the Cleveland area. It should start to die down as it heads towards Youngstown, Ashtabula. But some showers and some thunderstorms are still possible over there. Here is a timeline of the next 48 hours in our rain threat. You'll notice the coverage goes up tomorrow. Today, and tonight I should say, coverage won't be necessarily widespread, but the isolated thunderstorms that do pop up could be a little bit more impactful, of course, with that severe potential. And then Tuesday, we're dealing with some more showers as well. So that's going to be the backside of that system. So I just want to go ahead one more time and throw up here this satellite and radar image for you and show you where exactly we are watching this line push towards right now. So it's pushing towards Muncie, Indiana, Fort Wayne, and I do want to mention that already we have seen this line of storms produce both severe thunderstorms, and there are several severe thunderstorm warnings that are active right now, and it has also produced some tornado warnings as well. So this line has the capability of producing severe weather and tornadoes. It's just going to be a matter of when it crosses over that Ohio border, how it interacts with our atmosphere, especially with those temperatures dropping just a little bit. But we've got all the ingredients there. We're keeping an eye on it. This isn't to say this is going to be a complete night ruiner for you on your Sunday. You just want to keep an eye to the sky, and we don't have a 6 o'clock this evening, but I am going to continually update our website for you to let you know of any changes that are occurring, and of course, if severe weather were to break out, particularly tornadoes, we would go on air. Tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, we might tune in back here on Facebook Live. So I'll be keeping you updated all throughout the evening. No worries about that. Other than that, again, keep an eye to the sky. If you have a question that I didn't cover, go ahead, drop a comment there, and I will do my best to answer. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and have a great work week ahead.